Have you ever felt a strange presence in your home or noticed weird things happening around you? You might be overlooking some signs that could be more serious than you think. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that might make you uncomfortable, but it's essential to discuss. Catholic exorcists have identified specific demonic doors that can invite negative influences into our lives. These doors can seem harmless at first, but they can quickly spiral out of control, leading to spiritual danger. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of these 10 demonic doors and how to avoid them. It's crucial to acknowledge that these doors exist and take the necessary steps to protect ourselves from their influence. So, let's get started. The information we're about to share might be unsettling, but it's essential to confront these issues head on. Remember, knowledge is power, and being aware of these demonic doors is the first step in keeping them closed. Involvement in the occult is the first demonic door that Catholic exorcists warn about. This can include anything from reading tarot cards to participating in seances. At first, these activities might seem harmless, but they can quickly escalate into something more sinister. The occult can create a sense of excitement and danger, which can be alluring, especially for young people. However, the consequences can be devastating. By dabbling in the occult, we're essentially opening ourselves up to spiritual danger. Exorcists have seen firsthand the devastating effects of occult involvement. It can lead to possession, oppression, and even physical harm. The danger is very real, and it's essential to avoid these activities at all costs. By involving ourselves in the occult, we're essentially saying that we're open to communicating with dark forces. This can have serious spiritual consequences, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Practicing witchcraft or using Ouija boards is the second demonic door. These activities seem to be gaining popularity, especially among young people. However, they're extremely risky and can lead to spiritual danger. Witchcraft, in particular, can be deceiving. It might seem like a harmless way to connect with nature or tap into our spiritual side, but it can quickly escalate into something more sinister. Exorcists have seen cases where people have become possessed after practicing witchcraft. Using Ouija boards is equally dangerous. These boards are essentially portals to the spirit world, and they can open us up to all sorts of dark energies. It's essential to avoid these boards at all costs, especially children who might be curious about them. Exorcists warn that witchcraft and Ouija boards can create a sense of false spirituality. They might make us feel like we're connecting with something deeper, but in reality, we're opening ourselves up to dark forces. Having unholy objects in the home is the third demonic door. This can include anything from idols to satanic symbols. These objects can seem harmless, but they can attract negative energies into our homes. Exorcists have seen cases where people have brought these objects into their homes without realizing the consequences. It's essential to be mindful of what we're bringing into our homes and to get rid of anything that might be attracting negative energies. These objects can create a sense of spiritual unease, even if we're not aware of it. They can disrupt the spiritual balance in our homes and make us more vulnerable to demonic influences. Engaging in negative rituals or curses is the fourth demonic door. This can include anything from casting love spells to placing curses on our enemies. These rituals might seem powerful, but they can have devastating spiritual consequences. Exorcists have seen cases where people have engaged in these rituals without realizing the harm they can cause. It's essential to avoid these rituals at all costs and to focus on positive, uplifting practices instead. These rituals can create a sense of spiritual darkness, even if we're not aware of it. They can attract negative energies into our lives and make us more vulnerable to demonic influences. Excessive anger or hatred is the fifth demonic door. This can include anything from road rage to holding grudges against others. These emotions might seem normal, but they can create an opening for demonic influences in our lives. Exorcists have seen cases where people have let their anger and hatred consume them, leading to spiritual danger. It's essential to address these emotions and to find healthy ways to deal with them. By holding on to anger and hatred, we're essentially giving demonic forces permission to enter our lives. It's crucial to let go of these emotions and to focus on forgiveness and compassion instead. Addiction to substances is the sixth demonic door. This can include anything from drug addiction to alcoholism. These addictions might seem like a way to escape our problems, but they can weaken our spiritual defenses. Exorcists have seen cases where people have become vulnerable to demonic influences due to their addiction. It's essential to address these addictions and to seek help if necessary. Addiction can create a sense of spiritual numbness, making us more vulnerable to demonic influences. It's crucial to prioritize our spiritual health and to avoid these substances at all costs. Persistent fear or anxiety is the seventh demonic door. This can include anything from phobias to generalized anxiety disorders. These emotions might seem normal, but they can create an opening for demonic influences in our lives. Exorcists have seen cases where people have let their fear and anxiety consume them, leading to spiritual danger. It's essential to address these emotions and to find healthy ways to deal with them. By holding on to fear and anxiety, we're essentially giving demonic forces permission to enter our lives. It's crucial to let go of these emotions and to focus on faith and hope instead. Engaging in negative media consumption is the eighth demonic door. This can include anything from horror movies to violent video games. These forms of media might seem harmless, but they can desensitize us to evil and make us more vulnerable to demonic influences. Exorcists have seen cases where people have become fascinated with these forms of media, leading to spiritual danger. It's essential to be mindful of what we're consuming and to focus on uplifting, positive content instead. These forms of media can create a sense of spiritual unease, even if we're not aware of it. They can disrupt the spiritual balance in our lives and make us more vulnerable to demonic influences. Having toxic relationships is the ninth demonic door. This can include anything from abusive partners to manipulative friends. These relationships might seem normal, but they can create an opening for demonic influences in our lives. Exorcists have seen cases where people have become trapped in these toxic relationships, leading to spiritual danger. It's essential to address these relationships and to prioritize our spiritual health. By surrounding ourselves with toxic people, we're essentially giving demonic forces permission to enter our lives. It's crucial to let go of these relationships and to focus on nurturing positive, uplifting ones instead. Neglecting spiritual practices is the 10th and final demonic door. This can include anything from not praying regularly to neglecting our spiritual development. These practices might seem optional, but they're essential to keeping demonic influences at bay. Exorcists have seen cases where people have neglected their spiritual practices, leading to spiritual danger. It's essential to prioritize our spiritual health and to make time for practices like prayer and meditation. By neglecting our spiritual practices, we're essentially leaving ourselves open to demonic influences. It's crucial to prioritize our spiritual health and to make time for practices that nourish our souls. In conclusion, these 10 demonic doors are essential to be aware of in order to maintain our spiritual health. By understanding these doors, we can take the necessary steps to avoid them and to keep demonic influences at bay. Remember, knowledge is power, and being aware of these demonic doors is the first step in keeping them closed. Take the necessary steps to prioritize your spiritual health and to avoid these doors at all costs. If you've had any experiences with these demonic doors, share them with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you and to provide any guidance or support we can. Don't forget to subscribe for more informative content like this, and we'll see you in the next video.
I appreciate you taking the time to watch and be here. If this video resonated with you or touched your heart, please consider supporting the channel by buying me a coffee. Simply scan the QR code or click the link in the description below. Your generosity keeps this mission alive. See you soon. God bless. If you're looking to overcome depression and anxiety by strengthening your spirituality, I invite you to check out my ebook, Soulful Transformations, Bridging Faith and Mind for Lasting Wellness, available on Kindle. This book combines cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, with biblical wisdom to help you manage stress, tackle anxiety, and find lasting peace through faith. It's not just about mental health. It's about deepening your relationship with God and transforming your life in ways that inspire others. Check the description below for the link and take the first step toward a life of spiritual and emotional wellness.